Welcome back to X Coins HUB, where the smallest pieces of metal tell the biggest stories. Today, we unravel the mystery behind a coin so common, so often ignored, that it could be sitting unnoticed in your pocket right now. A 1999 Lincoln 1-cent coin. A single penny. Just 1 cent, something you might walk past on a sidewalk or forget at the bottom of a drawer. But behind its ordinary appearance, behind the coppery surface dulled by years of use, lies the potential for staggering value. $17, $500, 42, 000, $98, 000, and yes, even $210,000. That's not a fantasy. That's a fact. These aren't collector myths. They're real auction results for a coin most people throw into a jar without a second glance. To understand why, we have to go back to 1999. The world was on the cusp of a new millennium. Y2K fears were rising, the internet was booming, and the U.S. Mint was still producing Lincoln cents in the exact design introduced in 1959 when the reverse shifted from wheat stalks to the iconic Lincoln Memorial. The obverse remained untouched since 1909, with Abraham Lincoln's solemn profile, over 90 years of consistency, tradition, and purpose. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 5.2 billion pennies that year. Billions. That's enough for nearly 20 coins for every man, woman, and child in the United States. So how could something minted in such staggering numbers be worth a fortune? The answer lies in the flaws. Some of the most valuable coins in existence weren't created by design. They were created by accident, born from slips in the minting process, from machinery misalignment, from moments where perfection failed and something extraordinary took its place. The 1999 Lincoln cent is no exception. In fact, it's become one of the most exciting coins of the modern era because of a specific, jaw-dropping error, the 1999 wide AM reverse. Now, to most eyes, wide AM means nothing. But for those who know what to look for, it's the telltale sign of treasure. You see, in 1993, the U.S. Mint changed the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the penny. For regular business strike coins, the letters were placed very close together. But in the proof coin dies, those used to make mirror-like examples intended for collectors, the letters remained spaced further apart. Somehow, in 1999, a proof reverse die was mistakenly used to strike regular business coins. That created the 1999 wide AM penny, a variety so rare, so quietly released into circulation, that spotting one was like finding a ghost among the living. And find them they did. The first wide AM 1999 penny discovered in pocket change sold for $5,000, raw and ungraded. As more examples surfaced and coin grading services authenticated the variety, collectors realized just how rare it truly was. In 2013, a mint state example in MS 67 red condition sold at auction for $17,500. That alone would have been impressive. But as time passed and the frenzy over Lincoln varieties grew, the stakes got even higher. In 2016, a 1999 wide AM Lincoln penny, nearly flawless, graded as MS 68 red, stunned the numismatic community when it sold for $42,000. Collectors were floored. How could a coin so ordinary be worth more than a luxury car? Than a year of college tuition? The answer was in the details. The precision of the strike, the rarity of the die combination, and the fact that most people still had no idea such a thing existed. But the record didn't stop there. In 2021, at a major auction house in Texas, a private collector placed an aggressive bid on an ultra-high grade 1999 wide AM penny, preserved in virtually perfect condition. This coin had been tucked away in a private collection for over a decade, shielded from humidity, temperature, even the oils on human skin. When the gavel fell, the price was a shocking $98,000. The collector who once found it in a bank-wrapped roll for a single cent now had a down payment for a home. From pocket change to real estate. Just like that. And still, we weren't done. In 2023, a nearly mythic example appeared, graded MS 68 plus red, a grade so pristine that fewer than a handful are believed to exist. Fierce competition erupted between high-net-worth collectors and coin investment firms. When the final bid was placed, the crowd held its breath. The sale price, $210,000. A single cent transformed into six figures. This wasn't just about condition anymore. It was about legacy, prestige, and the rare thrill of owning a piece of U.S. minting history that was never meant to be. But the wide AM isn't the only thing to watch for. Several 1999 Lincoln cents have also been found with striking errors. Coins struck off center, where Lincoln's face is cut off or shifted dramatically. Broad-struck examples that lack the raised rim. Double die reverses, where parts of the memorial building appeared doubled and distorted. One coin with a combination of off-center strike and double die features sold privately for $39,500, all because the minting process hiccuped for just a split second. These are not tales to inspire false hope. They're reminders to pay attention. The dirty pennies in your change jar, the ones you haven't touched in years, may be hiding a life-changing surprise. All it takes is a close look, a magnifier, and curiosity. Because the 1999 Lincoln cent is proof that the rarest treasures don't always glitter. Sometimes they were the disguise of the everyday. And that's what makes it beautiful. When we collect coins, we're not just amassing metal. We're holding time. We're holding the stories of machines, of errors, of workers and presses, and the invisible fingerprints of history. The 1999 Lincoln cent embodies all of that. It's a modern miracle, a collision of intent and accident. A moment of human error turned into collector ecstasy. Oh, what should you do? Start with what you have. Check your change. Dig through that old jar on your bookshelf. Look between the cushions, the glove box, the box of childhood mementos. Get a magnifying glass. Focus on the word America. If the A and M are clearly separated, if there's a distinct space between them, you might just be staring at a wide AM. And if the condition is crisp, with no fingerprints, no corrosion, nowhere on Lincoln's cheek or jacket, you could be holding something truly rare. Get it graded. Get protected. Because 1 cent could open a door to 5 figures, 6 figures, even more. The treasure is real. The stories are true. And at Xcoins HUB, we'll continue digging, exploring, and sharing the unbelievable value hidden in the coins you thought were worthless. Thank you for watching, and if this video stirred your imagination, if you're already reaching for your coin jar, make sure to subscribe, tap the bell icon, and join us on the next episode. Because the next great discovery might just be a penny away. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your mind curious, and your heart ready, for the most unexpected finds often come in the humblest forms. What if I told you that the most valuable thing in your pocket right now might be a coin you've passed over 100 times? A coin whose dull copper tone and worn edges conceal a story that could rival the rarest artifacts in American history. Because today, we are talking about the 1960 Lincoln 1-cent coin. A penny. A simple, unassuming piece of metal. But under the right conditions, with just the right mix of error, rarity, and history, this coin could be worth not just a few cents, but up to $217,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin struck in the heart of America over 6 decades ago, now capable of commanding auction floors and captivating the minds of numismatists and investors alike. The 1960 Lincoln cent is more than just another year in a long-running series. It is a year of transition, of subtle change, and one very particular mistake, an error that would birth one of the most sought-after varieties in modern numismatics. But let's set the scene. It's 1960. Dwight D. Eisenhower is president. The country is booming, and tensions of the Cold War fill the air with uncertainty. At the U.S. Mint, coin presses are operating at full throttle, producing billions of coins to fuel the ever-expanding economy. And among these coins is the Lincoln cent, featuring the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A familiar sight even then, but something peculiar was about to happen. The Mint introduced a minor but noticeable change in 1960. It started striking Lincoln cents with 2 different styles of date inscriptions, one with a large date and the other with a small date. This wasn't intended to create a rarity. It was simply a design adjustment, possibly for aesthetic reasons or clarity. But as history would have it, that simple modification would result in one of the greatest low-denomination coin rarities of the 20th century. The 1960 small-date Lincoln cent, especially those minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, quickly became one of the most desirable coins for collectors. It's not just rare, it's elusive. The small-date variant is identified by looking at the shape of the numerals. The 0 in the date appears higher than the 1, and the entire date is tighter and more compact compared to the large date version. It takes a trained eye, or sometimes a magnifier, to tell the difference. And for those who spot it, the reward can be unimaginable, that eye in mint state condition, especially in red color and high grade. The 1960 small date cent becomes a treasure. In one remarkable auction, a 1960 small date Lincoln cent graded MS 67 plus red sold for $29,500. And that wasn't even the most valuable example. That coin was pristine, virtually untouched, with sharp details and brilliant color, the kind of coin you dream of pulling for a forgotten roll or old bank stash. But better coins were still to come. Then, there's a 1960 D small date over large date. Yes, you heard correctly, an overdate. In the Denver Mint, a die that was supposed to strike large date cents was somehow modified or repunched with a small date hub. The result? A 1960 D cent with two dates overlapped, a truly spectacular mint error. These are the coins that separate casual collectors from serious hunters. One of these rare overdate errors in nearly flawless condition sold for a stunning $84,000, creating shockwaves across the collecting community. But the peak was yet to come. In 2021, during a fiercely competitive auction, a private collector placed the winning bid on a 1960 D small date MS 67 plus RD, tied for the finest known example. The hammer came down at an incredible $217,000. A 1 cent coin, a penny, that small copper piece from your father's generation, quietly tucked away in a folder, now standing as a symbol of the unexpected riches buried within American coinage. This sale didn't just make headlines. It reignited the passion of thousands of collectors who began digging through their old rolls, coin jars, and childhood albums, searching for a coin that once went unnoticed. But what makes these coins so special? Beyond the date varieties and the mint errors, there's something intangible, the emotional connection. Every coin is a frozen moment in time. The 1960 Lincoln cent is a time capsule of an era when American optimism soared, when the mint transitioned technologies, and when even the smallest detail, like the height of a numeral, could accidentally produce a fortune. There's also the drama of discovery. Imagine the thrill of buying a roll of uncirculated pennies from a coin shop or an estate sale. You sit down at your desk, maybe late at night under a lamp, and begin searching. One after another, 1964, 1972, 1981, then suddenly a 1960. Your heart skips. You grab your magnifier. Is it a large date or a small date? Is there doubling? Is it a Denver Mint coin? Could this be the overdate? That suspense, that hope, that heartbeat moment of not knowing what you've found yet. That's what keeps the fire of numismatics alive. And what if the coin you're holding isn't perfect? What if it has a bit of wear, a few contact marks? Don't worry. Even circulated examples of the 1960 small date can fetch hundreds or thousands, depending on condition. A reddish-brown example, with some signs of age, sold for $2,750, proving that you don't need a flawless coin to find value. There are also proof coins, mirror-like examples struck in small batches for collectors. The 1960 proof set included both small date and large date varieties, and the small date proofs are far rarer. In pristine PR69 red cameo, one of these elusive proof coins sold for $16,800. A remarkable price for a coin that came in a set once sold for under $5. It's not just about rarity. It's about narrative. The story of a coin, how it was made, how it escaped notice, how it was finally discovered. The 1960 Lincoln cent is a coin with layers. Minted in the millions, but coveted in just a few unique forms. A cent with a split identity. A sleeper coin that turned into a legend. Oh, what can you do now? You can start looking. Every 1960 cent you come across deserves a second glance. Focus on the date. Learn to distinguish the small date from a large. Examine the mint mark. Look for errors, off-center strikes, die clashes, repunched mint marks. One collector found a 1960 D small date in a mixed bag from a coin dealer and sold it for $12,500 after grading. Another found an overdate in a box of wheat cents inherited from their grandfather. You never know what history is left behind for you to find at TX Coins HUB. We believe in the power of the unexpected, the power of a penny, the idea that greatness isn't always shiny or loud. It might be copper brown, tucked in an envelope, sitting forgotten in a shoebox. The 1960 Lincoln 1-cent coin teaches us to pay attention to the smallest details, because in this hobby, the smallest things often have the biggest stories. If this story stirred your curiosity, inspired you to search or change, or simply reminded you of the magic hidden in everyday things, make sure to subscribe to X Coins HUB. Tap that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode, because the next coin we feature might just be in your pocket right now. And remember, in the world of numismatics, sometimes a single cent is worth more than you ever imagined. Keep looking, keep learning, and keep collecting, because the next chapter of your coin story starts today.